Now I know you're looking at that title and rolling your eyes already, and believe me, I don't want to get my hopes up either. I don't want to trick myself into believing in these guys. I know you know, and everyone knows, that this season could easily be derailed to injury just as quickly as it began. The Sixers are cursed, but I'm excited, and I'm here to tell you, I told you so. Last video, when we were putting all the NBA teams into a tier list, I had a super dark horse Eastern Conference Finals pick in the Philadelphia 76ers, who haven't made one since the Bush administration. I just refused to believe that Joel Embiid would be gone for good, and we'll get to him later, but I just wanted to believe in this team so badly. A team with playoff experience in a decimated Eastern Conference, and what do you know, the Philadelphia 76ers are undefeated to start the season. But before we get into the Sixers' undefeated record and what makes this team so good right now and what could potentially make them even better in the future, I'd just like to ask if you guys could hit that subscribe, because I'm really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you guys could do that, that would mean a lot to me. But if you just want to watch the video, that's fine too. So thank you for your time. Man, oh man, where should I even start? Should I go with Maxey's electric start to the season, VJ's ridiculous rookie debut, or Kelly Oubre playing good basketball? Nah, I'm not going to talk about any of that. Let's talk about the real reason the Sixers are going to succeed this year. The jerseys! Oh my god, the Iverson throwbacks are a work of art. They're 10 out of 10. Mwah. No notes. I love these jerseys so much. Between these or the Wolves throwbacks, like, these are the best jerseys in NBA history. Okay, I guess we actually have to talk about serious stuff now. Let's get the bad stuff first before we get on some hopium. Last year, Paul George looked incredibly washed, like, it was really bad. Joel Embiid doesn't look great, but he is out there and actually playing. He's just on a minutes restriction right now. That Celtics game was insanely rough though. Shooting 1 for 9, it was like watching a husk of his former self just walking around. He was not getting any lift off the ground off of his jumper. He couldn't hit a single 3 of his 4 3-pointers. One of the league's former best rim defenders has no lateral movement whatsoever. He couldn't move to defend the rim at all anymore. And worst of it all, this isn't some singular injury plaguing him anymore. It's not like his stomach virus or the eye stuff or the foot stuff or the thumb stuff. Jesus, the list with this guy just goes on and on. But you get the point. Joel isn't dealing with the single injury that'll eventually heal. This is all the wear and tear his body has taken from coming back early into seasons multiple times, forcing himself to play on that terrible knee. He probably won't even be able to walk right when he retires because of this. I know this is supposed to be a Sixers hype-up video, but you can't deny that if we don't get some signs of life from Embiid, all of this might really be cut, especially with the shit ton of money the Sixers still owe him. I'm admitting myself, it's probably unrealistic, but magic is real, and miracles do happen. Maybe we haven't seen the end of MVP level Joel Embiid, who's straight up one of the 5 best scorers to ever live. And you can see that dominant scoring is still there inside of him against the Hornets, where in 20 minutes he got 20 points. Also, like, a quick side note before I end, I really hate the Ringer and like ESPN ranking Joel Embiid. Can you stop putting Joel Embiid on your list? It's just so disrespectful to put Joel Embiid. What did they put him, like, at 84? There are not 83 NBA players better than Joel Embiid. If you're not going to respect him on the ranking, don't put him on. What's the point? Now let's get into what we're really here for. VJ Edgecombe is going to be a star. Like, I'm very certain of it. That debut game had the entire NBA in a chokehold. And I mean, how could you not love the guy? He has that hunger and fire in him top picks like Zion and Ayton didn't have. 34 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. The most points in a rookie debut this century, against a pretty good perimeter defense team in the Celtics with Derek White, sprayed on a hairline man, and Peyton Pritchard, who's a feisty defender. He was just getting everything that game, splashing threes, getting to the rim, and getting his bag off. He was advertised as the most athletic player in the draft, and it's true, he can get up and punches that shit, but my god, he was an extremely underrated shooter coming out of college. He was hitting contested threes over maybe the best shot blocking guard in the league in Derek White. In his first NBA game. That's crazy, man. He's just clearly the most NBA ready rookie out of the draft from the jump. He has such an insane feel for the game already, making the right passes and reads. I was even more impressed against this game against Orlando. He faced one of the 5 best defenses in the NBA, Suggs and Franz on the perimeter, and Wendell Carter Jr. at the rim. But he completely got his game off, hitting Euros and going for 26, 4, and 7 on 69% true shooting. If the Magic can't stop this rookie, who can? But you can't talk about VJ without talking about Max. And wow, I am super impressed by Maxey's start to this season. Over the last 2 seasons, Nick Nurse has been just letting him rock, putting up a ton of shots, and that completely tanked his efficiency. That made some people think he wasn't a winning player or had already peaked, but this bundle of joy is pretty clearly to me the perfect co-star in the NBA. It's him or Jada for me. He can play on ball as you've seen last year, but him working off the gravity of a Joel Embiid or a Jokic makes him even more dangerous because of how fast he is, and goddamn can he shoot that ball. Like I said, all that shot chucking last year nuked his efficiency, shooting only 33% on the year. But if you were watching the Sixers games, you know a lot of those came from the disgusting spacing of the team and heavily contested tough shots. But to start the season, Maxey is red hot from the 3-point line, lighting Boston up for 7 threes. And my god, the way he was getting some of these buckets was disgusting. It was one of those games where you were shocked if he missed, erupting for 15 points in the quarter. This transition 3 against the Magic made my jaw drop, and he completely took over the fourth quarter again against the Magic. His playmaking skills are also looking sharper than ever as he's now working as the primary facilitator for the team, getting those reps, learning from Harden and Ben Simmons. Maxey took last season that was lost due to injury to learn more about being the number one option when Joel isn't out, which is, very useful when he's always out, going on crazy scoring stretches last season. And now that he has matured and ready to be that number one option with real players next to him, I'm expecting big things from him in this regular season. I've always been a huge Maxey fan, and he's also just like VJ, just this fiery, undying love for the game. I'm in love with this Sixers backcourt, and when Jared McCain comes back, is it safe to say that the Sixers have the best guard rotation in the league? Adem Bona has been phenomenal defensively to start the season. He had an extremely underrated rookie season last year, averaging 4 rebounds and a block a game on only 15 minutes. Shooting 70% from the floor. The Sixers found an insane steal in the draft who could be a reliable backup center for Joel in the future. He plays with such an intensity, and I feel like whenever I watch him, I've never seen him give up on a play. If you're not on the Dembona hype train, you should get on quick. Mentioning other bright spots from that dreadful season last year, no other bright spot shined harder than Quentin Grimes after Daryl Morey did something good for once. He completely fleeced the biggest terrorist in American history, trading Cody Martin for Quentin Grimes. Grimes was amazing for the Sixers last year, being pretty much their 1A option for a while, averaging 22 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists on 37% from 3 on 8 attempts on a 28-game sample size. Shit, he even gave the Warriors massive belt on national TV. I'm always seeing this dude's TikToks pop up on my feed. My god, I mentioned in the Magic video, but when George's kneeing fried Paolo over like his mid-range shots, he did the same thing to Quentin Grimes, and it kills me every time I see that video, bro.
George.
Grimes wanted a fat bag this summer, but no teams bit the bait, and he just signed the qualifying offer, which you know what that means, a contract year. Grimes is going to be playing his ass off, showing the 29 other teams he's worth a handsome contract, so you know who he'll be producing for the Sixers this year. And to start, he's been pretty great, even hitting the game-icing shot against the Hornets. The Sixers have just been rolling. They've had the best offensive rating throughout the beginning of the season. They had the 5th highest points per game of any team in the league, and have been shooting their asses off, a whopping 42% from 3 to start the season. And obviously that number is unsustainable, but it just goes to show that this team has just been on a tear. Even Kelly Oubre's sexy ass has been playing good. And all of this is to say, this team is far from their final form. Paul George and Jared McCain haven't even touched the floor for a second. There's not a ton to say about Jared McCain because we only saw 23 games from him last year and only 8 starts, but he was easily the runaway rookie of the year last year. And in a redraft, the only player I'm taking over him is Modest Buzelis. This dude is the real deal. Like I said in the prediction video, no joke, this guy is the closest thing I've ever seen to Steph Curry. The way he relocates, his off-ball movement, using that shooting gravity to draw more defenders. A shooter like this is once in a lifetime. In that albeit small 8-game sample size as a starter, he averaged 23 points a game on a whopping 39% from 3 on 9 attempts. This guy is a real life Ooter. Paul George has to have something left in the tank, right? I mean, last season, even though his numbers were bad, he was still a plus defender in my opinion. And now that Maxey, VJ, and Embiid are the heads of the snake, Paul George could be relegated to a 3rd or 4th option offensively, which kind of sucks for a guy you're paying $51 million a year at 35 years old, and as injury prone as he is. But hey, you can't win them all, right? In exchange for a blessing, one must sacrifice. Cause no way in hell anyone is trading for that contract. And hey man, at the end of the day, it is still Paul George, you know? So all in all, I've been extremely impressed with this Sixers team, even as someone who had stock in them going into the season. And no, I'm not saying they're going to end this season as like a top 3 seed and truly be looked at as a championship contender. I mean, If Joel Embiid is back at 34 points a game, shit, I'll be quick to call them contenders. But that seems unlikely. If they end up as like the 5th seed, they'll go against the 6th seed. Who would be the 6th seed in the East? Like the Bucks? I said this the last time. Hell yeah, they could beat the Bucks in his first round series. Their team is way more talented than the Bucks. It's just about slowing Giannis down. And I mean, that's extremely difficult, but you know what I mean. They almost beat the Knicks, even though Joel Embiid's face was literally broken. This team, under the leadership of a more mature and experienced Maxey, a rising star in VJ, and reinforcements on the way, with an MVP of the league waiting for them, I'm super excited to see where the team goes. And yeah, it'd be easy just to say that everything can go wrong again because the Sixers have failed time and time again, and maybe I am really stupid for fooling myself. But deep down, don't you too want to believe in a miracle? Comment down below to call me stupid or if you agree with me. But regardless of what you do, thank you for your time and just letting me talk to you about ball. And if you watch this far into the video, why not subscribe? It would really mean a lot to me, and like I said, I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the new year. So thank you very much. Take care of yourself.